Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thanks very much to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given me healthy, mercy, and also blessing so that I can do this presentation with happy situation and good conditions. Okay, dear Excellency, to Chairman of the Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic Boarding School Foundations, Kiai Haji Muhammad Hasan Mutawakil Allah SHMM, Honorable Rector of Zainul Hasan Islamic University, Associate Professor Dr. Abdul Aziz Wahab BIMAG, Honorable Head of the English Study Program, Dr. Zainuddin MPD, and respected to the first Professor Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Hifdil Islam MPD, and the second supervisor is Mr. Ferry Ferdianto MPD. Here, let me introduce myself first. My name is Wiwi Andriani, and here I would like to presentations about my thesis proposal. The title is Implementing Phonic Guided Reading to Support Elementary Student Pronunciation Accuracy. Okay, we start with the background here. Why I choose this topic? Okay, I choose this topic because the first pronunciation is important in EFL learning, English foreign language learning, especially for the elementary student. Because at this stage, there are many still learning the basic sound of English, so pronunciation become very important. And next, about student have difficulty pronouncing English word. From what I found, many students still mispronounce simple word because they are not familiar with English sound. And the third is because English spelling is different from pronunciations. This is one of the main problem because students think English words are read the same way as they are written, like in Indonesian. The little example like when we read word by rise, they read by reach. And lastly, students rely on Indonesian phonetic pattern. So when they read English word, they automatically use Indonesian pronunciation, like the example that I mentioned it before, which lead to incorrect pronunciations. Okay. And next slide here. Here I will explain the problem and a research question. About the problem, the first, teaching focuses on repetition. In the classroom, students are usually asked to repeat word after the teacher, but they do not really understand how the sound and are formed. And the second, there is a lack of phonic-based instruction. So students are not taught how letters and sound are connected in English. And the next, student guess pronunciation. Because they don't understand the system, they just guess how to read the word. And this causes many errors. And here, therefore, the research questions. The research question that I have made it is how phonic guided reading is implemented in the classroom. And the second, what are student responses and challenges during the learning process? This is about the research question in my proposal. Okay, next. This slide, we discuss about the objectives and significance of the study. First, the objective is to describe the implementation. This means I want to see how phonic guided reading is actually applied in the classroom step by step. This is my goal. And the second, to explore student responses and challenges. So I want to understand how students feel during the learning process and what difficulties they face. And talk about the significance. Here there is the 2 point, that is theoretically and practically. Theoretically, this study can contribute to the development of pronunciations teaching in English foreign language context, EFL context. And about practically, this study can help teachers find a better way to teach pronunciations, not only through repetition but also through understanding sound. Okay, next slide here about the observations and previous studies. First, the observation was conducted in the Nur Hayatul Islam School in January 2026. I found that students often mispronounce an English word. For example, they read word based on Indonesian pronunciation pattern. And also, the teaching method still relies on repetitions, and there is no phonic based instructions used in the classroom. Okay, here next about the previous studies. For previous studies, many studies show that phonics can improve student pronunciation ability. However, most of them focus on the learning outcomes like test result. So there is still a lack of a research that explores the learning process, especially in rural elementary EFL context. Okay, next. In here, in this slide, you can find it, you can look at this about the research methodology. This study uses a qualitative research approach because it focuses on understanding the learning process in a real classroom setting. The participant here, there is one English teacher and also there are elementary students. The data are collected through observations, interview, and also documentations. These methods are used to get deeper information about how the learning process happen in the classroom. Okay, for the last line, I will conclude my study. This study focuses on the learning process, not only the final result. This means I want to understand how student learning during the implementations. And the second, phonic guided reading is used as a solution. This approach helps students understand the relationship between letter and sound, not just memorize the word, but they understand the relationship about between letters and sound. That is what I mean. And lastly, this study is expected to support student pronunciation learning, especially in helping them pronounce English words more accurately. Maybe that's all my presentations about my proposal. If there are many mistakes, please forgive me. And the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.